What's up, you guys and ladies? It's Patrick again, back with another video. Hope you guys are doing well, as always. I have my notes right here, so let's get right to it. The title of this video is called They Hate Men, the Grown Girl Edition. Note that I am not talking about women who are trustworthy, in some cases, who are honest, who are caring, who are loving. Who have common courtesy, who show respect towards their husbands, the man that they're with, or the person of interest that they're attracted to, and family and friends, if they in fact receive the same. I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about grown girls. You know, the low frequency women, the Wonder Women. That's who I'm referring to. In my opinion, I believe that 20%, well, let's say at 100%, 20% of women are good. The other 80% are not. These are the bad, wicked, cunning, vindictive, radical, masculine, troublemaking, gossip, grown girls of society. These are the ones that you need to look out for, truthfully. Excuse me. These are the ones who are not feminine. These are the ones who yearn to be feminine, show femininity. And by being feminine, I don't mean getting your hair did, getting your nails did, getting your toes did. That's a base. That's not the whole shebang of being feminine. Not at all. See, when you're feminine, you know how to properly conduct yourself when you're with people and when you're not with people. Again, this feminine woman is trustworthy. She's honest, she's caring, she's loving. She shows common courtesy towards her husband, towards her man, towards the person of interest that she's attracted to, towards her family and friends. That, to me, is femininity. Most importantly, she takes care of herself by going to the gym 3 to 4 days out of the week, making sure she is a just weight. These are the type of women that the grown girls hate. The grown girls who are on these dating apps, who are on all these social media apps. Let's start with the dating apps. They have this crazy, unrealistic expectations of what they want in a man. They truly believe that they deserve a top-tier, high-value man, a legitimate man, a gentleman. I'm going to get to that in a minute. They, in fact, believe that they deserve the top of the top. And they have this crazy, radical Disney princess, queen programming that they believe they are the it girl. I said it. It's funny, right? They truly believe that they're the it girl. They truly, 100% believe that they're the it girl and that they deserve good-looking, attractive, successful men. This is the crazy mindset that they have. When they don't get what they want, when all fails to get that man or that lifestyle that they want, when they're stuck, in their words, with 2 to 3 children, 3 to 4 children, yes, they become very bitter, angry, frustrated, cunning, vindictive, radical, masculine. Grown girls. And to top it off, they will follow that white grown girl's philosophy on all men are evil, all men are pigs, all men are scum, all men should have their privates removed. Yes, I've heard worse. They have become a full-fledged feminist. And this act in which we see today is mostly acted on by blacks, by whites, by Latinas, by Indians, and by Asians. In that order of females. This is the act. They hate men, and they just hear stories on Facebook and Instagram, what they watch on YouTube. They don't actually go through this. Some of them do, because they pick the wrong individuals. They always pick this grown boy, this boy man, who in fact puts on a good act for them to fall for. They fall for it all the time. And when they do fall for it, they're stuck. They end up pregnant once or twice. Now they're miserable. They leave that guy, or that guy leaves them for another female, because you know how he is. Then she becomes bitter and wicked. Then she says the cliche of all cliches, where are all the good men? All the good men. There aren't any good men left. There are good men left. You just pass them up. And that's a cliche answer, but it is the truth. You pass them up. These men are now married or have an authentic woman in their life who is loving and caring towards him. And now you're bitter and you're angry, and you start making rant videos about how all men are evil and dogs and all this crazy stuff. And then you get the other set, the other hooligans, the helpless. They'll see this video and they'll share it amongst other hooligans and helpless. And they have a field day. They love what they hear. So this female will develop a huge subscriber following. And before you know it, she's famous for talking crazy, having hate, true hate in her heart for all men. Men haven't done anything to you, grown girl. It's the boys that you deal with. It's the boys, the boy man, the one who puts on that act for you, the one that makes you believe that he is in fact a genuine, authentic man. So now you have hate in your heart, you have hate in your mind, and you just wicked. You holler about you want a gentleman, but you don't want a gentleman. You want a thug in a suit. You want a baby boy in a suit. You want someone you can control. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's all about control. It's all about control. Most men won't fall for it. They don't want to be controlled because they're already controlling their own lives. Why would someone who controls their own lives want someone to control them? Doesn't make any sense, right? But you get frustrated, and flustered because you can't control this man. So you go find a boy who has the image, the outward appearance of a man, but inside he's a boy right here. And that's what you love. The more childish he acts, the more I can control him. And by the way, being a gentleman with a modern day grown girl, you know, a chick, as they call themselves, a harlot, a Jezebel. You being with a modern day chick, harlot, or Jezebel, that equals chaos, and vice versa. You can't be a modern day female and yet you have a sophisticated, caring gentleman. It's not gonna mix. It's just not. It's like oil and vinegar. It's not gonna mix at all. And this trouble that you go through, it's no one's fault. You have to be able to take and hold yourself accountable for your own actions. And when people, particularly females, hear this, they get very angry and bitter. You know, especially on YouTube, you see it. They make all these crazy comments. They were once following that person until this person made that video about this, and they start making all kind of crazy threats because they're being exposed for their behavior. You hate men, but you love these grown boys, and you keep having kids with these grown, immature boys. We already know. I'm not gonna name the cliche names that we always say, but you already know. This is the mindset of today's modern day grown girl. And she's at odds and hates women because women have everything together. Yeah, you may have a few women who have a child or two, and perhaps they fail for this act. But then they realize what they did and they woke up. So now they either just to themselves, they don't want to be bothered no more because they don't want to go through that turmoil again, or they take another shot at something that they should have had from the beginning, but they fell for it. Not saying that's an excuse, but hey, sometimes there are a few women who fall for it. But most, which is the 80%, the grown girls, they fall for this. This is what makes them bitter and angry and makes them hate men. And you see it all through these dating apps. I've seen pictures. I was on dating apps before. I've seen this type of craziness. They all in their profile reads all this crazy stuff about all these unrealistic expectations that they want out of men that no man can meet because it's a fantasy. It's la la land. And then when they don't get what they want, then they start to hate men even more. They become very bitter, very angry. Why do you become like that for? I'm just curious. I mean, I know why, but I would like to hear why you act like this. Well, this man did me this way. This man did me this way. This man did me this way. No, quit saying that. This man, quit hollering and call it for what it is. Call it for what it is. Call him a grown boy. Call him a boy, man. You know what he is, but you still fell for him because you thought you can control him. You thought you can change him. And then when you don't get your way, you say the cliche of all men ain't shit. All men are dogs. Again, you develop that white grown girl's philosophy, that feminism philosophy that all men are wicked and shouldn't be here amongst us goddess females. You start calling yourself a goddess, you start calling yourself a queen, you start calling yourself a princess, and you believe this cold-heartedly. In order to be a queen, princess, you have to come from royal lineage. And don't get to holler about the whole Bible thing. We were once this and that. I already know about all that, okay? Talk about now, who you are now. That was back then. This is now. We live in the present. We're not talking about the past. It's not just the grown black girls. You have white girls. You have Latina girls. You have Asian girls. They all calling themselves goddesses and queens and princesses. That's not normal. That's not normal to call yourself a queen or a goddess or a princess when you're over the age of 30, over 35, over 40. Saying that you want to be a passenger princess and you're 37 years old, and you're stating that in your dating profile. You're a passenger princess, and you're 37, 39 years old. Don't you think that's a little odd? Again, when you say all this crazy stuff, you have all these unrealistic expectations, you get very mad and belligerent, and you start to hate men. Men haven't done anything to you. So all these grown girls that are on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook making all these videos and comments and making all these little podcasts about how men ain't shit and men are dogs, that's evil. That's evil. That's a telltale sign that you are possessed and that you have a wicked heart, because you're stating that all of them, all men, let's say out of 100%, you'll say about 90% of men are dogs. So the other 10% are not, right? Those must be the grown boys that you're attracted to. Again, stop dating the grown boys, the boy man of society. Maybe you'll have a better foundation when you meet an authentic man who can show you things that are right and not wrong. Things that are more enlightened to your self-worth as well as everything else in life. Because you keep getting stuck in a state of arrested development where you believe that all these men are dogs. And you develop hate each and every day. You can't stop watching these videos. It's like you're possessed. You can't stop watching how all men are this and all men are that. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. Advice. You should stop watching those videos. I'm telling you, that is pure wickedness. Once you stop watching these videos, I think you'll feel a lot better. Go for a jog, go for a walk, and clear your mind of all the social media stuff, because it's killing your brain. It's turning your brain into mush. That's why you can't properly think. That's why you have a short attention span. And all this rolls into you hating men. It's man's fault that I have a short attention span. It's man's fault because I'm overweight. It's man's fault because I'm not married yet. It's man's fault because I don't have children yet. No, it's your fault. Learn to take accountability for your own actions. You'll feel a lot better. You truly would. I will do a part 2 to this, and that video is going to be called They Hate Women, the grown boy edition. I'll see you guys in the next video.